Direct bookings has been the age-old, holy grail for independent hoteliers and all hoteliers. And so AI really changes the way you tackle this.
Welcome to a special HITEC Modern Hotelier, the most engaged podcast in hospitality. Please make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you think about today's episode. Steve, who do we have on the program?
Yeah, David, excited about today. We have on Tim Major, CEO of Operto. Welcome to the show, Tim. How are we doing?
Yeah, thanks, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
So, Tim, to start off, for those that are unfamiliar with Operto One, what problems are you solving for hotels, and why is now the right time for our AI-powered operations platform?
Yeah, that's a good question. Operto One really was born out of the idea that we really saw an opportunity with AI to tackle direct bookings in a different way. Direct bookings has been the age-old, holy grail for independent hoteliers and all hoteliers. And so AI really changes the way you tackle this. In particular, we focus on what we were really launching here right now was tackling something called predatory OTAs. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but the category is basically you have your normal OTAs, which is like Booking.com and Expedia, and then you have this other group of OTAs like Reservation.com, guest reservations. Yeah, it's funny. Everyone smiles once I start saying the names because everyone has a personal experience of seeing how they book on that by accident. And so our technology is really able to remove them from the direct booking experience for hotels in ways that you couldn't do before.
So Operto One talks about autonomous AI teammates. How do you define that concept, and what tasks are hotels successfully handing off to AI today?
How I think about this is most of us are used to working with software where you log in and you have tasks to do. And the tasks you're going to achieve with that software are going to get you to an outcome. Autonomous agentic AI is focused on actual outcomes. So when we're building software, we're actually building backwards from the completion of the outcome that you want for your hotel. So in the case of, if you think about your organization, it's a lot more akin to hiring staff, where you'd have a job description with roles and responsibilities. Well, how I think about it is that some of those responsibilities that you have for those staff will now just come off of those roles and move on to an AI agent. And you just won't do things that you did in the past. AI will do it for you.
That's great. And most hotels have a PMS, multiple technology partners, sometimes siloed technology, which we talk about a lot. How does Operto One fit into the existing tech stack without creating additional complexity?
Yeah, that's a good question. Biggest thing we're focused on is simplicity, no more screens. We want to free up hotels to be focused on their guests. So we're layering on top of pre-existing tech stacks. We have no restrictions with what PMS you're running, what RMS you're running, what CRS you're running. It really doesn't matter. We interface to all of them, but in a lot of cases, agentic AI can actually complete tasks without some of that data. It's able to gather it from other places, and so it really runs on top.
That's great.
Okay, so one of your key value propositions is protecting direct bookings from OTAs. We were just talking about that a little bit. How does AI help hotels capture and convert more direct booking opportunities?
Fundamentally, what we're focused on is, if you look at the search results screen, you're basically being found in two places. You're either being found in what's remaining of the search results screen on Google, or you now need to be found in the LLMs. Those are really the two key places. So we've really focused on that problem. And if you look at the top of your search results, you basically have mostly sponsored ads and meta listings. And so we're really focused on ensuring that your brand name is showing up on that part of the screen, because we know that's where the majority of the traffic is coming from and the majority of the conversion is coming from. So our AI agents are actually helping actively come up with solutions and come back to you with ideas. And then all you do is the human in the loop component is it'll ask you, like, we found X, Y, and Z problem. We want to do ABC. Do you approve? And you approve it. It goes and actions it, and it comes back to you with results. And it keeps doing that. It has a heartbeat, so it doesn't shut off. You don't have to actually go and log in and ask it questions. It'll come back to you and say, I saw something, and it'll be a Tuesday, and it'll go, can you give me a couple days? I'm going to work on it. And by Friday, it'll come back, and it'll actually change and execute things that help you get better position on those pages.
So a lot of hoteliers are worried that AI could replace the human element, the human touch.
Yeah.
So where do you see the balance between automation and authentic guest service?
I think one of the important things that we're focused on is we don't want to get between the guest and the service you provide. I think it depends on every hotel, like what is the ideal experience. I think technology can play a role in that, but our goal right now is to really focus on a lot of the complex, data-intensive back office tasks, especially on the marketing top of funnel side. So we don't really see this as a replacement at all. We see it as more of an augmentation or an assistant. I think it's also an important way to start with AI. I think it can be challenging because a lot of these AI agents, they need to learn about your hotel. They need to learn context before they get accurate. Starting on the guest-facing side can be a fairly high-risk place to start, but starting on the top of funnel, marketing, direct booking, really attacking these predatory OTAs, it's an easy place to start, and it's also a very data-intensive part, and a very the speed at which it changes is difficult for a human to actually complete themselves. So it's a natural place to start. So we really see this as augmenting and adding to the team, not replacing.
So can you share a real-world example of a hotel that implemented Operto One and the measurable impact it had?
We have a hotel up in Canada, actually, that is a resort hotel in a major resort area, ski town, and they were struggling a lot with these predatory OTAs. They had customers coming to them saying, "I booked with you. The price is higher than what I saw. What's the deal with that? I want a discount. I saw it cheaper." And they kept saying, "Well, you didn't actually book with us. You booked. It came through the Expedia network. We can't do anything about this. This is an OTA booking." And that's when they realized that it was these predatory OTAs, reservation.com and hotels1.com that were doing this. Or, for example, the customer will show up and there's no rooms at the hotel. So they found that they were having these negative guest experiences. And as soon as our agent started to run, it took about a week to remove some of these predators or push them out of position. And as soon as that happened, they saw some of their direct bookings go up. They still saw their OTA, Expedia, and Booking.com reservations coming in, but those were matching their cancellation policies. Those were matching their rates. So they didn't have guest problems there. So this was the big change for them, is they were like a boutique resort, and they just really cared about these experiences, and they had reoccurring customers, and they realized that this was a significant change that just mattered a lot to them.
So looking ahead 3-5 years, how do you see AI reshaping hotel operations, and what role do you expect Operto One to play in that evolution?
Yeah, that's a great question. 3 to 5 years. I can't do 3 to 5 years. But I could do a year potentially. Things are moving faster than I've ever seen them. A lot of fun. I think the biggest thing that we're going to continue to look at and focus on is we have a group of agentic agents. I focus today more on the marketing side, but we're going to continue looking at outcomes and working backwards. So we're not trying to create work for hotels. We're not trying to replace staff, but we are trying to free up time so you can focus on either guest experiences or just whatever is deemed more high value for your brand. So it's more like repositioning your staff. So we're going to remain focused on that simplicity. We use the word magic a lot internally, like really creating really easy, authentic, where when you're working with the agent, it won't feel like you're working with a general agent. It's very context driven by your hotel's data, the structured data in our system. And so that's our goal, is to really continue to build that hotel specific context and work towards outcomes.
So how is Operto positioning themselves in geo search?
Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, we really are focusing on those, where does a hotel get found now, in the search results and in the LLMs. And so again, focusing on outcomes, we really wanted to make something easy. We saw a lot of the tools that are out there now is you're putting in key phrases and you're getting a lot of analysis and you're getting a lot of reports, but it's not necessarily how can you do it. So one of the things that our agent will do is because it has this heartbeat, after it's worked on key things like predatory OTAs, or getting them removed, it'll come back with more ideas. And one of the things it'll do is it'll it'll start to craft what is your ideal guest profile, and it'll suggest a couple different options. Then there's human in the loop input, so you can craft that. But then what it'll do is it'll make suggestions about how to be positioned in geo and what content you need to change on your website. That's the big thing. A lot of the content is not structured now on websites to really be conducive to being found in LLMs when people are searching and doing their travel lookups. So what our system will do is it'll actually come back with those recommendations, and then if you approve it, it'll actually go and make changes to your website directly without the whole hotel having to do any work to increase your position in LLMs. And so we found that to be really effective. That's one of the main things that I think is going to be important going forward. Again, we don't want to add work for hoteliers. We're just going to create the outcome, and it's just going to happen.
Well, that does it for another episode of the Modern Hotelier. This is where you get to let people know how they can get in touch with you, find out more about Operto.
Great. Yeah, come and check us out at Operto.com. You can find all the information on all our agents there, and dig into some of the articles. We have an ROI calculator that'll let you see what our agent will do and the type of return you can expect.
Well, that does it for this special HITEC Modern Hotelier, the most engaged podcast in hospitality. Whether you're watching or listening, we appreciate you and hope to be with you again soon. Thank you.
You made it to the end of the Modern Hotelier. Thanks for watching or listening. The Modern Hotelier is produced by Modern Hotelier Media. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you know a good guest, sponsor, or have media needs, feel free to reach out to us at hello@themodernhotelier.com. Thanks and have a great day.